Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to run you through the Undertray toolboxes and the canopy install, maybe a bit about the rooftop tent and the awning as well, so stick around for that.
I'm Gemma and this is Willie. We're an ordinary couple who work ordinary jobs, but we love exploring and adventuring in our 4 weeks leave. Click the subscribe button to join in on our adventures.
So I got these really nice tapered Undertray toolboxes. I think they're called the 900s, but I'll put a link in the description with some more info on them. Anyway, when I went and tried to fit them, I couldn't fit them to the underside of the tray, directly to the underside of the trail, because when you want to open them, this tie down rail got in the way a little bit, and therefore I needed to come up with some sort of solution to drop the toolboxes down 75mm for the doors to open and miss that tie down rail. So obviously that meant I had to head down to Bunnings and admire all the tools I don't need. To my favourite part of Bunnings, the tool shop. So what I found was this C purlin, which was actually 100mm high, which was 25mm more than I needed, but it turns out later that this was actually perfect, because this still allowed me to use the tie down rail everywhere. So it still allowed you to get your hand or a sling or a strap or something through and around the tie down rail. So I proceeded to cut the purlin sections into roughly the same length as the toolbox, and then marked out the holes on the purlin to correspond with the holes on this rail underneath the tray, and then marked some holes in the purlin and the toolbox to bolt the toolbox to the rail, and then obviously drilled those holes to bolt the rail to the tray as well. What I also did is I also drilled some holes through the mud guards here and fixed the toolbox with some bolts to the mud guards as well, just to give it that extra bit of stability as well. So I think there'll be a really great storage option for me. Heaps of spacing here, and the whole side opens. I'm not 100% sure what I'll be storing in these boxes. I've got a few ideas, but maybe in the comments below put in what you would use these toolboxes for and what you'd store them in. I've got one really good idea, but maybe I'll keep that for another video. So after I was happy with my toolboxes and how I fixed them, I turned my attention to the canopy, which would be my tray and canopy setup, I suppose, and all my camping gear for when we do some overlanding and camping and so on. So, but I also wanted to be able to lift off the canopy when we're not on a trip. Just for day-to-day work. Then I've got the tray and I can use it on the farm, just to carry things around, and obviously save all the weight of lugging all my camping gear, the rooftop tent and the awning and everything with that away. So I had to come up with some sort of system to lift off the canopy, but also to fix the canopy to the tray, to have a sort of a quick system where I can quickly lift it on and quickly lift it off, without having to undo too many bolts and waste too much time. think this will do. Box section 30 by 30, so I need to get some of that. Let's go have a look at that. That's going to be to hold the canopy down. Something along those lines. Ooh, it's a bit of something like that. I reckon that might work well, so I'm just going to go ahead and make 4 of them, one for each corner of the canopy, and then I might use the little hinge bolts for these back ones, just tie that little latch onto and use those same bolts, and then for the front I'll have to put some new ones in. The holes on that don't line up with the hinges of the drop sides, even if I drill them much bigger. So Gemma came up with a good idea. I'm going to cut the hook off and then just weld the hook part on top of the hinge, just weld it there. Then it's nice and neat and basically sits on the hinge of the drop sides. Okay, see if that works. These back ones were Gemma's good idea, so. I think that works super well. So in all my wisdom, I only ordered 2 of these little tradie rack feet for the rooftop tent, and obviously I need 4 of them. So I'm just going to try and copy and make 2 more of these so I can mount the rooftop tent on top of the canopy. Alright, I've just finished my brackets and bolted them on with the original ones. I bet on the camera you probably haven't seen the difference between mine and the originals. Anyway, let's get this tent on. So for the awning, I had to find some sort of way to fix the awning to the canopy or to the rooftop tent brackets without impeding on when you open the door, and obviously for when the tent is open and folded and the windows are open. So I used its little L brackets and just bolted it to the bottom of the tradie racks on the bottom of where the rooftop tent goes on. And then I had some pieces of flat aluminium left, and I just made these little brackets to go into the side of that and there, just to give it a bit more structural strength. Otherwise it was just one bolt on the end of this long L bracket. This piece of flat bar, those aluminium flat bar, they were left over from the mud guards over here. So these ones are on the front there, but obviously I didn't use any on the back, because on the back I bolted the toolboxes to the mud guard, so I didn't need those. The front one is a little bit longer than the back one, because that's just all I had. So the front one goes all the way to the front of this L bracket, and the back one sort of just goes to sort of the middle and then just bolt it on. So we'll have to see if I can get out of this mess that I made over here. I might have to winch a couple of times to get out of there. Out of a sticky spot over here. It's not that thick, the mud, it's just so slippery. You're sort of sitting on top, and I didn't really want to let tires down and things like that. Anyway, I should be out of this, hopefully now.
Thanks again for watching, everyone. Join us next time as we take the Ranger up the Coral Coast for its maiden voyage, and we also take the new drone on its maiden flight. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already. That really helps the channel out and costs you nothing. See you up in the Coral Coast next time.